Chris Moore, the applause, hearty applause we heard there for François Hollande.
Absolutely, yes, and you can hear the cheering and applauding continue as Emmanuel Macron poses on the steps of the Elysee Palace with Brigitte Macron, his wife.
The first time we see them as a presidential couple.
Absolutely, yes. And during the campaign, of course, Emmanuel Macron not afraid to push Brigitte Macron into the limelight. We saw after his first round victory, for example, he jumped onto stage with her as he celebrated that win with supporters. That's kind of a bit of a break with protocol here in France. And as the French public acquaint themselves with Emmanuel Macron and his wife, there was a documentary he made during the Macron campaign in which he gave a camera crew fairly extensive access, really, to the inner workings of his campaign. People have different opinions about the purpose of this documentary, the way it was edited, the message it was trying to put across, etc. But one thing that was very clear was that Brigitte Macron was an intimate part of that campaign, that she was rarely far from his side. The relationship, as I said, has been the centre of a lot of attention, and Emmanuel Macron's made it very clear that he will establish a formal role of First Lady here in France, something which has been a little bit blurred in the past.
Something that's been blurred in the past, and we see her on the steps there of the presidential palace. Chris, right now, the next order of business is the proclamation, the official proclamation of the election result.
That's right, yes, and those election results, obviously we've known for some time, but it's taken by some as being the symbolic moment at which the presidency's handed over. As you were saying earlier, there's no real moment in the rules which corresponds to the transfer of power, but I think we can say that Emmanuel Macron is now president. We saw François Hollande getting a round of applause as he left the Elysee Palace for the final time as president. He did, as you might expect, look very emotional. It's a bit of a tragedy, really, for François Hollande that he ended up being judged pretty critically by the French public. Opinion polls showing that he had a historically low approval rating, and in the end, things really didn't go for him. Things didn't work well on François Hollande's watch, not just in terms of it being a difficult 5 years for France in terms of terrorism, etc., but for the fact that a man who had long really been a kind of manager in the Social Party, somebody who'd never really been tipped as having presidential ambitions, found his entire mandate here at the Elysee Palace attempting to straddle what ended up being an impossible divide between the left of his party and the more centrist politicians. That was where Emmanuel Macron started his political career before, of course, launching his own movement.
Launching his own movement a year ago. He's now entered that room called the Salon des Ambassadeurs, where he'll be given the Cross of the Legion of Honor.